Well, I am happy to be here downtown Calgary at our YESTV studios, and so great to be here with you, Rob.
Well, thank you, Kevin, and I want to welcome you to our studio here in downtown Calgary. It's great to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. So tell us a little bit about the history and how YESTV started to make its presence known here in Western Canada and Alberta.
Well, we've been here now for 17 years this fall time, and it's interesting when you look historically, going back to June of 2007. An application was made and it was accepted by the CRTC. That fall in October, we launched two brand new stations, one in Calgary, CKCS, and one in Edmonton, CKES. Then, 7 years later, it was decided that we need to rebrand our legal name, keeping it but changing it. And so YESTV came into being. And why Yes is important, Kevin, is we thought back then, yes is a very powerful and positive word. And what's really fascinating is, personally, I pray and I believe that as our audience watches the ministry programs that we have on YESTV, that they in watching would come to say yes to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, amen. That's the whole point. That's our heart and our mission behind Crossroads and YESTV and all that we do. Tell us a little bit about what differentiates YESTV programming from other networks, other broadcasters.
The late Reverend David Maines wanted YESTV to be a 24/7 Christian television station. Unfortunately, the CRTC didn't grant that license. What they granted us was a religious commercial broadcast license. And here's what's important for people to understand. Because we're not 24/7 Christian television, we have to be multi-faith. And I'm just speaking from the religious or spiritual perspective on YESTV, which means YESTV then became a great platform for various other faiths to be able to come on our station and share their beliefs. And because of that, we have been able to really reach a lot of different groups in our community of different faiths to allow them to be part of our YESTV community. We have some excellent programming here that we birth out of Calgary. And This Is Your Story is simply focused upon a person's transformational moment when they give their life to Jesus. And so it's been successful. It's birthed out of the studio. But we also have a couple of churches here in Calgary. There is Ultimate Life with Beddington Pentecostal Church. And of course, we have, people can see daily, our flagship Crossroads program called 100 Huntley Street.
Yeah, for sure. It's so exciting to be a part of really what God is doing and what's happening in the community. We also have Legacy Makers that tells the story of how Albertans make a difference in their communities and so on as well. It's just, it's really fascinating. Apart from being a broadcast network in Western Canada, Alberta, what are some other things, activities, things that we're involved in, that you're involved in?
Broadcasting involves promotions. It involves marketing. And so one of the things that I get to do, putting on a different hat, is going out there into our Alberta community and presenting YESTV, because we want people to know who we are. We want people to know the content that we provide. And also we want to let people know where they can go to find us. I had the opportunity to go to the city of Edmonton, and we've got a great partnership with the Brick, of which people know everything about. So with the Brick, I was able to go and present some winning trophies to an invitational hockey tournament at the West Edmonton Center. And that's a great experience because everyone got to hear about YESTV. And then from a spiritual perspective, we support and sponsor the Calgary Prayer Breakfast, the Red Deer Prayer Breakfast, the Edmonton Prayer Breakfast. And what happens in the summertime in Alberta, we've got the Badlands Passion Play. And it's a great experience where people come from all over the world, literally, to watch and view. But then YESTV being there and sponsoring helps us lift our profile. And then when you talk about sports, it is dubbed as the world's greatest outdoor show on earth, the Calgary Stampede. Yeah, sure. And we have the privilege of, on one of the evenings, sponsoring a chuck wagon. So we've got the YESTV chuck wagon in the race. It's an incredible evening, a lot of fun. But here's what's key, Kevin. thousands of people see the wagon, but also hear about Yes TV. And so those are some of the exciting things that I get to do that really isn't work. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's, God created fun. So fun is a good thing to have, and it's a good thing to promote, and it's a great way to get the message out about Yes TV and ultimately get the message out about what we're trying to do, revealing the transforming story of Jesus through inspiring and innovative media to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Mm-hmm. And as we think about inspiring and exciting media, what are some programming, some content, some shows that's coming up that would be exciting to hear for Western Canada?
Well, we have the potential to reach almost 300,000 people per week. And so that's a great audience. And apart from our prime time, our entertainment shows, our docs, local programming is key. And one of the exciting things that we're going to be launching in this new broadcast season, out of this studio again, is a program called The Mix. And The Mix is a balanced program. In other words, it can't be of one faith, it's got to be multi-faith. And what we do, Kevin, is present a cultural issue and then allow these faiths to speak into that cultural issue. And then there's a bit of dialogue, a little bit of discussion, but we're letting the audience know what these faiths believe, what opportunities they can give to provide solutions, but let them decide where they're going to fall on the spectrum. But also on that religious panel, we're going to have an evangelical person. So the gospel is going to be given out. Also, we launched our app, and that's really exciting because a lot of people in Alberta are connecting to that app. In fact, I believe overall, we're almost at 20,000 downloads. And so for people to get that app, you go to yestv.com. Yeah. And finally, it's really exciting, you being the CEO, of course, of Yes TV, that we can take this justifiable degree of pride to say that Yes TV is Canada's most watched faith and family values station. So every year we're growing, every year we're expanding, especially here in Alberta and Western Canada. And I'm just glad that I can be a part of it.
Well, we're so thankful that you are part of it. We're thankful for your work and ministry and the fun that you're able to have here in Alberta. Thanks so much for hosting us here this week. And it's a pleasure to be here with you. Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Kevin.